The following is a presentation of Muddy River News.
I'm Troy Culbertson. I'm the superintendent on grounds of IVHQ, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here for this event, and not just for the topping event, but also to this historic location. First of all, we want to say thank you to Governor Pritzker for being here, along with Director Underwood from the Capital Development Board, along with Director Prince from the Department of Veterans Affairs, and Quincy's Mayor Trope, all with us this morning. We're grateful that these gentlemen can be with us to celebrate this event. You know, it's this, seeing these structures go up over the past few months has really gathered a lot of anticipation and a lot of excitement from everyone. From our staff, they're excited about the work improvements and the technology that we're going to have in the new building, work efficiencies to be able to provide them with the ability to provide a better quality of care. To our community, which I hear every time I go out to eat, looking good over there, Troy. It's changing the skyline, and they are very proud of the investment that's been made into this community, as this is a cornerstone of the Quincy community. But most of all, it's our residents. And our residents, I can tell you, greatly anticipate what they're about to be able to enjoy. The upgrades and the enhancements to the surroundings is going to bring to them a quality of life that they have not seen. It's also going to improve or give them a greater sense of dignity in where they live, and then help them also involve them in the community, but most importantly, it gives them more choices, which is what we all want, right? I was talking to a resident a couple weeks ago, and she said, Troy, you know, a year or two ago when you were talking about the plans for this new construction, I will be honest, I quietly said to myself that I may not make it. I may not see the day that this happens, but she said, it's so real now. I think I'm going to make it. And that's why we're here. And it's my pleasure to be able to introduce the Governor of the State of Illinois, Governor Pritzker.
Thank you. Well, I very much appreciate the welcome, Troy, and as you and I were saying earlier, when we talked about this project back in 2019, it was kind of a glint in our eye. And we weren't sure at the time whether we'd be able to do something this substantial. At the time, there could have just been renovations that were undertaken, but this is a big deal, and we are really excited about it. I want to express my sincere thanks to the union tradesmen and women who have worked on this project. They really put their heart and soul into it, and you can see the quality of the work. I know that everybody will enjoy the quality of the work once these buildings are open. The designers from Perkins Eastman, the Veterans United constructors, including Alberici Construction, River City Construction, and HDR Architects, plus 80 subcontractors and suppliers, nearly half of which are minority owned. I want to say to all of you, thank you for bringing this to life. All of you have been among the largest and longest at working on projects like this, and of course you are here at the largest and longest existing veterans home in Illinois. I also want to express my special thanks to the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Illinois Capital Development Board for helping to fund and coordinate one of the largest construction projects in the entire state. And of course, thank you to the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs and our director, Terry Prince, and his staff for their perseverance in bringing this to fruition. Already the new Illinois Veterans Home here at Quincy is shaping up to be a work of art. Each of the campus's new single occupancy rooms truly feels like home, and the skilled nursing facility will deliver on a resident-centered model of care that our heroes truly deserve. Each time I've driven through the gates here in Quincy, I've immediately felt the sense of history that's woven throughout this facility, from the Deer Park to Lake Illinois to the post office, the bank, the museum, and all the war memorials. Quincy is more than just a home. It's a community, and one that will prove a special place for veterans, not just now, but for many, many years to come now. I'm really honored to announce these renovations are on schedule. I just think everybody deserves an amazing round of applause for that. And that means that we'll be able to welcome residents to the domiciliary before the end of 2023 and the skilled care facility opening in 2024. With these renovations, our veterans and their families will be able to enjoy state-of-the-art facilities that support them in living their fullest life, exercising their right to excellent care in quality surroundings. We owe our veterans, frankly, our heroes, nothing less. And it's exactly what I sought to do when I dedicated nearly $300 million in state funding to this renovation in our Rebuild Illinois infrastructure plan. And because we worked with our federal delegation representing the state of Illinois and Washington, especially Senators Tammy Duckworth and Dick Durbin, to bring our veterans' homes into the 21st century, Illinois is going to receive an additional $200 million in federal funding to further enhance and improve our facilities across the state. We've added to our high-quality residences for veterans the first Illinois Veterans Home directly serving the Chicagoland area. And last year we welcomed its first residents. And soon we'll be able to welcome 290 more right here in Quincy. The Illinois Veterans Home here at Quincy has a special history, as many of you know, established in 1885 to support the soldiers who survived our nation's bloodiest conflict and one of the darkest moments in our history, the Civil War. Thanks to their leadership, sacrifice, courage, and faith, our nation found its way back together and moved forward. That depth of patriotism didn't leave the earth with them. It's lived on in every generation that has picked up the fight for democracy and for our country, including more than 590,000 vets who currently call Illinois home. So in all that we do, we must strive to live up to the example and legacy that our veterans have offered us, from the Army to the Air Force to the Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, and National Guard. It's my mission that Illinois will provide every possible support for our military men and women, their families, and our veterans, those who have made sacrifice upon sacrifice so that all of us can live free. To all the elected officials and community members here and listening today, as we look forward to the years ahead, I pledge my continued partnership in strengthening and enhancing our veteran services and facilities in every sector. And I look forward to working with you to ensure that there is no better home for the brave than the great state of Illinois. So thank you all again for coming today. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to the man at the helm of protecting and supporting our veterans community here in Illinois, serving our country for more than 30 years himself, our IDVA director, Terry Prince. Terry?
Thank you, Governor, and congratulations to you as well, sir, on a second term. We're all really excited about that. I'm going to go off script and say I've had the distinct pleasure of serving with this administration and having two state-of-the-art veterans homes being constructed and or opened in the state of Illinois, as it was mentioned, Chicago, and soon to be Quincy. So, sir, thank you for your dedication to that as well. I look forward to advancing the mission that the governor mentioned for veterans, their families, and survivors throughout, with our team at IDVA and with our dedicated partners across the state. Since I joined IDVA in April of 2021, I've had the distinct privilege of working alongside Troy Culbertson and his amazing team here at Quincy. In fact, this was the first veterans home I visited, probably April 3rd of that same year. So the first and finest, as I would say. And so, Troy, thank you for what you're doing. Your attention and your team's attention to caring for the whole person, meeting the veterans' medical needs, while also providing the environment where they can bring joy to their life is evident in every decision that you're making. The Quincy community is vibrant with daily events and programs that involve not just the residents and staff of the Quincy home, but all of Quincy, which is closely connected to the home. Our campus is open to the community, and people come by to sit by the lake, enjoy the park, and they volunteer at events and programs designed for the residents. Quincy home residents are not part of the community, they are the community. And I'm grateful for Troy's leadership and the efforts of the entire team. Today's beam topping ceremony is historic. Our first and oldest veterans home being rebuilt to elevate this beautiful and historic campus and offer the veterans the state-of-the-art living and community they deserve. And as you saw in the model rooms, the experience is elevated with simple and amenities that elevate the veterans' day-to-day lives. Larger rooms and living spaces, closets and personal bathrooms, systems that respect their privacy, simple things that are transformative, such as buffet-style eating, access to therapeutic equipment in our physical therapy center, and resident amenities in our theaters, cafe, classroom, prayers, pub, and even a spa. Troy and I have been talking about the models and how they presented the opportunity to visualize what the rooms and apartments would look like and fine-tune them as needed. And it's meticulous and intentional and will result in the best product for our veterans. IDVA's mission is to ensure that veterans and their families thrive in Illinois. By building this new veterans home on this hallowed ground of Quincy, our treasured heroes will not just live in a brand new state-of-the-art facility on a historic campus, they will truly thrive in Illinois. This magnificent facility represents the state's commitment to veterans and their families, and again, we're grateful for the governor's support, the work of the Capital Development Board, and finally our incredible partners on the construction team for addressing the unique needs of the veterans and the home. So with that being said, please allow me to introduce someone I'm really proud to work alongside, an individual who's been in state government since 2021 and currently serves as the director of the Illinois Capital Development Board. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jim Underwood.
I think that was 2001.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everyone. This is a great day. And on behalf of the Illinois Capital Development Board, I'm thrilled to be here today to mark the progress at Quincy Veterans Home. The signed steel beam is evidence of the commitment and the teamwork involved in bringing these new facilities to fruition for our state's veterans. Thank you to Governor Pritzker and the General Assembly for passing the Rebuild Illinois Capital Program and has provided nearly $300 million in critical funding for this project. I would like to thank DVA Director Terry Prince, Gwen Deal, and the DVA staff who have been instrumental in getting this project off the ground. We also want to recognize Troy Culbertson and the staff and residents at the Quincy Veterans Home for your continued support and partnership. The scope of work for the Quincy Veterans Home includes a campus rehabilitations to buildings, infrastructure, utilities, and landscaping. Construction began in the summer of 2021 with the demolition of existing buildings within the footprint of the new buildings you're coming to life you're seeing today. The long-term care facility is projected to house 210 skilled care beds with full amenities for its residents. Constructed with veteran families in mind, the new domiciliary will host 80 independent living units large enough to accommodate veteran spouses and children. We are grateful for our hardworking construction teams that continue to ensure the new long-term care facility and the domiciliary remain on schedule and are built with great care for its future residents. Veterans United Constructors has done a tremendous job. There are currently over 80 first-tier subcontractors and suppliers and over 150 tradesmen and women working at this project site. The long-term care facility is projected to house 210 skilled care beds with full amenities for its residents. Construction began in the summer of 2021 with the demolition of existing buildings within the footprint of the new buildings you're coming to life you're seeing today. The long-term care facility is projected to house 210 skilled care beds with full amenities for its residents. There are 5 major suppliers from the Quincy area alone, and the design builder has utilized or purchased materials from approximately 25 local vendors supporting the Quincy community beyond the QVH campus. CDB is proud to have nearly 40 minority women and veteran-owned businesses partnering with us on this project as well. Lastly, I'd like to give a special thanks to CDB Project Manager Chris McGibbon, who's with us here today, and Greg Swanson and James Cockrell, who are working tirelessly to ensure this project is successful through completion.
Muddy River News. Our home, our news.